Hello there, Janelle. Thank you so much for choosing me once again to do a reading for you. I just realized I forgot to hit silent on my phone before I turned on the camera, so let's do that now. Now would be good. All right, so this is an internet reading. These come at the low price of $6. So if there's anybody out there that would like to get one of these, check out my website and you can find out how to do that. I also offer private readings. I have 1 question, 2 question, or live readings. Those also are on my website for you to see how to get one of those for yourself. And then I also offer addiction relief services, and I offer reiki. All of those can be done over the phone or via Skype or in person, just whatever works best for you. For people in the local area, what I offer is psychic parties and house clearings. Local area is Golden, Colorado, or within a reasonable 2-hour drive from Golden, Colorado. Now at a psychic party, what we can do is I can come in and I can read for you and your guests. The other way to do a psychic party is I can come in and I can facilitate as you and your guests explore your own psychic abilities. Either way, lots of fun. I think the second one is more fun, but whatever suits you is fine. And then we also have house clearings within the local area, and that's when I come in and say that your house is on the market but it hasn't sold for a while and you want to clear any older stagnant energy so that it will sell more quickly. I can come in and certainly help with that. The other thing that I can do is if you have a house where you have energies that are giving you trouble either in subtle ways or in very much in your face ways, either way, I can come in and help with those as well. So all of that is on my website. All you have to do is check it out and then get a hold of me if you need any of those services. And so let's get on with Janelle's reading. Ms. Janelle. She wants to know, actually I want to reshuffle. So he's thinking about something else. So let's reshuffle. Ms. Janelle wants to know how her week, including the 14th and the 15th, would be for her and Pablo's relationship. So we're actually, if she wants the 14th and the 15th, even though it's just the 7th, we are going to start looking at this from the 9th through to the 14th and 15th. And since this is a 5-card reading, then what we're going to do is each card will be in a time frame of just a little bit more than a day, not even quite a day and a half. But we're going to look at major themes coming up for the week starting the 9th through the 15th of October for Janelle and Pablo's relationship. Okay. So, Miss Janelle, what we have coming up at the very beginning, we have a lot of balance here. We've actually got the 2 of Pentacles, and since you read cards too, I'm going to go ahead and read off what cards you got. So you've got the 2 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Sun in reverse, the 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. For those of you who, I should have shut this window because the light's all funky. For those of you who read cards, a lot of times whenever you read cards, then you're listening to a reader online who's doing a general reading, or even who's doing a reading for you in a private reading. You may get different meanings from the cards as the reader is reading. So there's kind of 2 directions that your mind can go. Like you can listen to the reader or you can see what you think. You're kind of paying the reader, so it would make more sense to pay attention to what the reader is saying. But at the same time, I don't want to discount the fact that you can pick up your own meanings, and you may get meanings that are completely different from the reader and have a completely different story, and so you basically get 2 readings out of the deal, the reader's reading and your reading, and both of them can be very true. So just so you know. Now the other thing that if you're wondering, well, is it more mine or more theirs, their interpretation, and you're not sure, like if the interpretations conflict with each other, I would say you should probably go with the reader's interpretation, because the reader is the one who put down the cards, and the reader knows what those cards mean to them. It may be that you're just not in an objective enough place to be able to read for yourself right then if you're kind of wondering which way should it be, my way or the other person's way. Excuse me. All right, so Back to the reading, Two of Pentacles showing up. What I'm feeling off of this card, Janelle, is not so much that there's an evenness in the relationship, although the relationship may be much more even than it has been, and it may be very even, but the main theme that I'm getting off of this Two of Pentacles is that there's communication going back and forth. You know, that this is an even communication time. This is not a time where you're kind of texting and it's like pulling teeth to get the other person to respond, or vice versa. This is just a nice little volley back and forth of communication during this time. Then we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse following that. So once this communication period, what follows for a main theme, and the communication doesn't have to stop just because we're getting into the next main theme. Doesn't mean that it's going, but doesn't mean that it's stopping. Anyway, you've got a nice start with that nice volley back and forth of communication. But next we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. To me, this is somebody trying to take control or take charge of the relationship. Somebody trying to say, this is the way I want it to be. This is the law. Okay, so Janelle, Pablo, that could be either one of you. You guys are both stubborn as heck. Let me feel around a little bit. I think you guys, there's a little bit of that going on from both of your ends, actually. So it doesn't feel like this is going to turn into an actual conflict, but I do think that you're going to have some more serious discussions, although I don't think they're going to feel so serious. I think the interactions are going to be light, but you are going to be discussing some things that seriously impact the relationship moving forward. But I think you're going to be doing it in a light way. You're not going to be just sitting down hammering out details or having any heavy duty we have to talk type of thing going on. It's just going to be, things are going to be unfolding in that way, in a light way, but in a way that does impact the relationship. And so there is, there is some give and take. I feel like, Pablo's going to be saying some things that he wants or that he needs from the relationship, and so are you. And so you guys are going to be finding a middle ground in a very light way. Now, once we get towards the middle of the week, we do have the Sun card in reverse. I like the Sun card in reverse because many times when this card is in reverse, or any card really, many times when this card is in reverse, it's talking about a shared experience. So when I talk about a shared experience, what I mean is that you're not doing whatever this is by yourself. Somebody else is right there with you. You guys are sharing the experience. You're doing something together. Okay? So with the Sun card in reverse, what this means for you is that Janelle, you and Pablo are going to be doing something together towards the middle of the week. And the fact that it's the Sun card, it's going to be something that you're both happy to be doing together. It's going to be something that you both feel good about. Now, once we get to the next card, we've got the Ten of Cups. This is a really sweetness type of card. This just shows happiness, emotional fulfillment, that you guys are in a good place in the relationship, that you're feeling like things are on track nicely in a good way. Things are moving forward and progressing. And, you're happy with where you are. And also, Pablo is pretty happy with where you are. This is definitely a mutual thing as the feeling comes across to me. Now, once we get to the end of the week, or basically the weekend, towards the weekend, we start the weekend with that really nice, happy feel. But once we get towards the end of the weekend, there's something that comes up here that's disappointing. And I think, Janelle, this is something that Pablo says, or something that he does, or something that he doesn't do that you thought for sure he would. So I'm not exactly sure what is going on there, because you guys have had a really good week, especially for you guys. You guys have had a really good week up to this point. And then this disappointment, what I'm hearing is that you can make this disappointment as big or as little as you want it to be. Okay? So this could be a molehill, or you could turn it into a mountain. But how big this thing blows up and how much of a problem it turns out to be in the relationship is going to be up to you and how much you want to amplify it. So I would ask you right now that when you get to the weekend, be sort of cognizant And, keep in mind how good the week has been, how much progress has happened during the week, and keep whatever this is that happens over the weekend in perspective compared to that. Like, is this really earth-shattering? Or is this, okay, we were doing really good and we fell off the horse. Now we just get up and dust ourselves off and get back on. Okay? So I would keep that in mind, because up until that one disappointment card, everything else looks really, really nice for the week for you guys. Okay? So there you go, my dear. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by to check out my reading style. I do appreciate it. And for those of you that I can offer services to, I'm looking forward to that. Ms. Janelle, I hope that you find this absolutely helpful. And I will see you all on the next reading.